Here's a tale of the tape for our main event of the evening. 1-0 for Dan Compton, 11-2. Muay Thai record for the greatest showman, Charles Rodriguez. 1 year separates these two men, 2 inches in height, going to Compton. We send it inside for the official introductions for our main event to Golden Garrett Fertig.
Fight Night at the Tech now presents our main event of the evening. Three-minute rounds of Muay Thai at 185 pounds. And now we introduce first the blue corner. Standing 6 feet 1, weighing 184 pounds even. His professional Muay Thai record, 11 wins, just 2 losses. Representing Combat Fit from Vallejo, California, please welcome Charles, the Rockstar Rodriguez. And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner. Standing 6 feet 3 inches tall, weighing 185.4 pounds. Early in his professional Muay Thai career, he is 1-0, representing Smash MMA from Santa Cruz, California, Daniel Santo Compton. Your referee for our main event, Mark Reyes.
Mark Reyes, third man inside for this Muay Thai contest between Charles Rodriguez and Dan Compton. Final fight of the night here in San Jose. We'll see if the still developing Muay Thai practitioner in Dan Compton can take on the veteran in Charles Rodriguez. Round 1 underway. The greatest showman, rock star in the purple trunks, Dan Compton. In the black with the red lettering, kick right there from Rodriguez. Swing over the top from the showman. Compton gets out of the way. Southpaw now enters the clinch. Jockeying for control. Attempting to break, but Rodriguez holds on. There's a knee from him. Separation, Compton goes high. Not a lot of setting these head kicks up from Dan Compton. We'll see if that costs him. Leg kick connects there. Rodriguez gives him one back. Nice sticks from both. Compton gets that left hook on the exit. Then digs the toes into the midsection. Minute gone by, round number 1. Low kick there for Rodriguez. He goes back to the well. Big elbow on the inside. Collision from both. Beautiful knee from Rodriguez. Seems like Rodriguez is a little bit more successful in the clinch here early in round number 1. Dan Compton still fleshing out his Muay Thai offense and defense. Whiffs on that return. Double jab from Compton. Left hook swings and misses. Body kick there. Now Compton comes forward. Charles Rodriguez clinches up, tried for the elbow there, but on the break, it's all Dan Compton. 1 minute 20 in round number 1. Rodriguez has tried to make these strikes work with the hands, but the range is just a little bit against him as we head back to the clinch. Nice framing, beautiful knee from Rodriguez. Compton tried to get it back, but gets tagged and pushes forward. Final 60 of round number 1. Compton, nice extended shots from him. Beautiful up elbow. Then another one from Rodriguez. There's a knee from the showman. Dan Compton seems to be having his way at range, but more often than not is welcoming these clinch sequences, allowing Rodriguez to get knees and elbows in. Beautiful left hook, now separation, back to the center. Dan Compton goes. A push kick from the showman. And a nice body return from Compton. Again, no feints, no setting up from either gentleman as a left hand sneaks through. Head kick partially gets in there. Rodriguez catches the kick, sends Compton to the ropes, and leaps into the phone booth. Round 1 has gone by. Bit of action from round number 1. Some good work from Charles Rodriguez on the outside, but Dan Compton just pulverizing his way into the pocket. Here's the final 10 seconds as Rodriguez catches the kick and jumps in. Again, nothing really set up from either guy. It's just all offense as Dan Compton starts strong. Nice pivoting. Compton trying to swarm. Off balance. Rodriguez jumps into that teep kick. There's a switch upstairs. Rodriguez catching the kick once again. Now in the clinch. Buttering up the body with the knees. Dan Compton needs to avoid this clinch. It seems to be where Charles is doing his best work. Yet he, time and time again, continues to welcome it. Minute has transpired in round number 2. Over-under action from Compton. Separation is there. Left hook connects at the end of that combo. Now Dan Compton trying to string them together. But clinches once again. Charles Rodriguez doing a nifty trick with that right leg to frame on the knee inside the clinch. Again, the levels being displayed in Muay Thai. But Dan Compton's toughness and durability paying him favors as he eats that spinning back elbow and walks right through it. 90 seconds remain in round number 2. Referee again separates. Deep breath from Johnson. Rodriguez! As he eats a right hand and goes down. Referee calls it a slip, but I'm not so sure. As Dan Compton sticks him again and now moves forward. Compton trying the uppercut. Does connect briefly with the elbow and again goes back to it. Now Rodriguez might be stunned. The hands are low. This is the toughness and forward momentum starting to pay off for Dan Compton. It's a war of attrition, and Rodriguez seems to be wilting. Dan Compton again lands over the top, spinning back elbow, not there on this attempt. Compton crushes the jaw. Now the greatest showman sees the curtains closing. Final 20 seconds of round 2. Nice connections from both. Guy right hand from Compton. Now a left and a right. Dan Compton cannot miss. What a grueling pace in round number 2. Dan Compton really pulling ahead. Here's a couple replays from the second frame. Rodriguez, beautiful spinning back elbow. But Compton just walked through everything and connected with the more significant moments. There was that 3-2 that really shook up the greatest showman. Round 3 up ahead. Between Charles Rodriguez and Dan Compton. Could be one apiece, could be 2-0 Compton. Either way, final 3 minutes of action here in San Jose. Compton starts off going upstairs. The barrage continuing. The greatest showman buckled as an elbow connects and another one. Dan Compton not getting paid by the minute here at the Fight Night at the Tech. Referee separation. Rodriguez looks to be on fumes as Compton now starts to sit down on the shots. There's a right hand that cracks back Rodriguez's skull. Beautiful left hook. And an elbow. Spinning attempt not there for Rodriguez as he stumbles backwards. This could be the beginning of the end of our main event. 2 minutes to go. Can the greatest showman find his final act? Referee separates. I assume Compton's going to go upstairs. Nice body kick from Dan Compton. There's a left hook. Now Rodriguez covering up. Gets out of the way of the elbow. We clinch again. This has been all Dan Compton as we come up on the final 90 seconds. Charles Rodriguez doing what he can to survive, but in terms of winning this fight, it is out of his hands. A right hand connects again. Another combo. Now an uppercut. Huge cross. Sends Rodriguez backwards. What a testament to the toughness of Charles Rodriguez. But he is getting beaten to the punch every single time. There's not a single exchange where he's winning. Another connection from Compton. What is it gonna take to put Rodriguez out? Rodriguez hanging on to that overhook. Referee separation. A jab gets through. Compton goes to the body. One-way traffic in the final 20 seconds. Can Dan Compton put a stamp on this dominant third and final round? The greatest showman, unfortunately, doesn't have anything in the bag. It's all Dan Compton in the third and final round. What a main event. Rodriguez had his moments early, but look at this work from Dan Compton. In round 3, he was a locomotive pushing through the Charles Rodriguez train. Uppercut on the inside. Then the crosses simply couldn't miss. Dan Compton, in all likelihood, going to extend to 2-0 as a Muay Thai practitioner, showing that he is ready for tests of this magnitude. And with the dominant display, I wouldn't be surprised if he could go quite far in this new combat sports discipline. What a night of action here at the Tech CU Arena, San Jose. Playing host to the promotional debut of Fight Night at the Tech. For the final time, we send it inside to Golden Garrett Fertig to make the decision official.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of action-packed action in our main event here at Fight Night at the Tech, we go to your 3 judges at ringside for the decision. Your first judge, Jan Sell, sees it 29-28. Your second judge, Michael Guingano, sees it 30-27. And your third and final judge, Daniel Mobley, sees it 30-26. All for your winner by unanimous decision, Daniel Santo Compton.
Rode the early waves of the greatest showman, but Dan Compton proved that he was the rock star tonight in San Jose. What a complete effort from the now 2-0 and still undefeated Muay Thai practitioner. High hopes for Dan Compton's massively bright future. That's been Fight Night at the Tech. We hope to see you soon for our sophomore outing for more California-based combat sports action.